And three, two. All right, we're live. This is I'm the Industry Lot of the Music podcast, episode 33, I believe, or 34. I'm here with the talented Chelsea. Is it I am Chelsea I am, or do you just go by Chelsea?
Well, I go by I am Chelsea I am, whatever you feeling, you know?
Okay. Okay. And you're very talented. I actually got to hear you play a few years ago in New York on the street. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
memorable. I often repost that sometimes because that was just I thought that was a really cool performance. And I'll just let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know a little bit about yourself.
Cool. My name is I am Chelsea I am. I'm a singer-songwriter right now based out of NYC, but my heart is in the Midwest, born and raised Cincinnati, Ohio. So, yeah.
All right, here we go. Ohio.
Right.
Two Midwest kids here, you know.
Okay.
How did you get so let's just talk real talk. So coming from Ohio to New York is an expensive move, and being an artist is, isn't really lucrative at first. How did you make that such a big transition?
So initially, like, artistry wasn't my thing. Like, I was coming out here because I had an internship. It doesn't exist anymore, but Jive. And I just wanted to write. I wanted to write for people. But as you know, like, the process of songwriting is just so tedious. Like, you could have wrote a song 3 years ago and it's just now getting to an artist or whatever. So the main reason that I switched over to, like, I want to write for people and I want to be an artist is because I just wanted my music out there. I just wanted to connect with people and get the message out there. So artistry didn't really start for me till maybe 3 years ago.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I've always played instruments. Like, I started out playing piano when I was 9. In high school, I played steel drum, trumpet. I don't know if you know what a baritone is. Some people were like,
yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Okay, it looks like a big trumpet, but it's just the treble clef. I'm sorry, the bass clef instead of the treble clef.
Okay, yeah, but you hear it a lot in music though. Like, no song that's true, right?
It's like it's the same register as like a tuba. Like, it's in like that lower.
Okay.
Register, but it looks like a trumpet. I mean, you probably do hear it in music, but when you hear the word baritone, people are like, "What is that?"
Yeah. So, I think of like marching bands when I hear that. So,
And that's exactly where I played it. I played in marching band, baritone.
So artistry just started for you 3 years ago, and what drew you to New York City? Is it really a lot of opportunities out there? Because now it seems like New York isn't really on top for music in general anymore. What drove you out there, pretty much?
Well, honestly, the internship, I had a few choices. So I was actually in LA for about 5 or 6 weeks. I hated LA. I didn't like it. Like, just because I felt like people were they would say one thing to you, but then they would be like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. Like, I don't know. Whereas in New York, they just gonna give it to you real. Like, you whack. And that's it. Just give me the real. Just keep it a buck with me so I can get better. So honestly, it was a choice between New York and Tennessee, and I felt like I wasn't really gonna get none in Tennessee, so I can't. No shade against Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. I've never been, but I just felt like I wasn't gonna get anything there. So New York was it for me. And like the old saying, they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But we'll see.
You know what? I'm gonna take time out to throw shade at Tennessee. Actually, I'm glad you didn't go. I actually. And not the people there, the good, honest people and things, culture down there. But I had a friend who was going to school there, and she was in a mall parking lot, and she said literally, some white supremacists came and started yelling the N-word at them in a truck. Like, it literally is that. Like, if you picture any like country desolate town, like, that's Tennessee. The backwoods, nooses, and burning crosses, probably that's Tennessee. So yeah, I've been there twice, and I actually did not like it. It's hot and boring. So, anyway, New York City. New York City. That's an interesting story you shared about your experience in LA, because I really need the sunshine. I need the beaches in my life. But I really didn't get a chance to interact with the people, but the few people I met out there seem to be really cool, you know what I mean? But I'm kind of with you. Like, I don't know, like, there's a connection between Ohio and New York. It's not uncommon. Yeah, like, tons of artists started out from here. Like, Kid Cudi started out his career in New York City. Yeah, it's a little known fact, but even Bone Thugs and Harmony they first got put on by Big Pun and the Terror Squad on the East Coast before Easy.
Word. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah, we have a special. I don't know. You haven't been here lately. I'm from a different part of Ohio. I'm from Cleveland, like Northeast Ohio. So, there's tons of like New York plays everywhere. Like I'm not even kidding. My sister, she's a psych major. She said I have some type of psychological issue where if you go somewhere, you just start like if you focus on one thing, you're going to start to see it everywhere. It's something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I'm not kidding. Everywhere I go, like I'm starting to see New York plays everywhere.
New York plates.
Yeah, like New York plays, almost like equal to Ohio plays. Like almost every other or every two Ohio plays, there's a New York plate.
Really?
Like license plate. Yeah, like all these out of state New York plates.
That's crazy. Can I tell you something? This is gonna say everybody. Like, what's wrong with you? I'm from Ohio, but I've never been to Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been to Cleveland. Like there was no reason for me to go north. Like it was like I've been to Columbus, I've been to Toledo, I've been other places, but I've just never been to Cleveland. I never made it up there.
Wow, we're popular right now. This is like yeah, because we are like just real popular now because of LeBron. We got the Cavs, the Indians are doing. It's really just a sports city. Outside of sports, there's really nothing going on. Sports, we're thriving in other areas now, so it's like because because like for example, because of sports, we have Tiana Taylor lives here now. Isn't Dwayne Wade? He's married to Gabrielle Union, right?
Yes.
Okay, so she'll probably be moving to Cleveland shortly. So it's like because of sports, right, we're becoming like a celebrity town. So the Kardashians are here a lot now. You see them around town.
Really?
Yeah, because they mess with the Cavs player. I'm not a sports guy really too much, so I don't care. But I heard I think Chloe's dating one of the Cavs players, so she's here all the time or something like that. So, or she was here a lot. So it's like a real big celebrity town.
I'm gonna have to come to Cleveland because I've been thinking about like maybe I need to do some shows up there.
You should. Yeah, we have some cool venues. Coventry is a real popular place here. The historic Grog Shop, they have like a lot of indie bands, rock bands, hip hop bands. I could picture you performing there. And I did want to talk about your music because I actually listened to your first EP. It was really good. I mean, and please inform me, but those songs on there, those songs on your first EP, those are all like original, like you wrote and all like the lyrics, the music, all of that by yourself.
Yes, that is correct.
And how many tracks were on that first EP?
5.
5 tracks, and you did that. How long did it take you to put that together?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. So it's a live EP. So I mean, you could say I put it together in 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, it was. I remember A Bitter End live. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a aspect of like I had to get it mixed and mastered and all this other stuff. So I would say probably somewhere between 3 to 6 months just to get like the mixing, the mastering, and the concept and the cover and all this other stuff. So yeah, probably 3 to 6 months.
Now the actual songwriting to even get to that point, how long did that take you for each song? Or to have that many songs to say, I want to go ahead and put this together?
Well, they came in pieces. So, see, Hennessy, I wrote in one sitting.
Really?
And that actually, I have a really good friend that would throw these game nights, and he would call them Henny Paloozas. So, I think I was on my way, or like it was happening later that night, and I was just thinking about it, and I wrote Hennessy. Seashell took some time because I was reflecting on my grandmother. Let me think. Yeah, those two probably came the quickest.
Okay. So you wrote that in one sitting?
Hennessy, yes.
Hennessy. And that's actually, to me, that's like the best. That's probably my favorite song off that EP.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's so, because Hennessy is such a popular, and pop culture, that's like a thing, Hennessy. So to have a song it's like folky but urban at the same time.
Yeah.
How those two things came together. So I think that's probably my favorite song off that EP. But it's just so interesting to see the process of writing because, from the outside looking in, there's not really to me, true musicianship doesn't really exist anymore. Like being able to play a real instrument, knowing music theory, and then being savvy enough to put lyrics together. And you did all that, and you made one song in one sitting. Like that's, you don't realize how amazing that is in this time, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
with every with everyone just recycling SoundCloud beats, and everyone can sing and rap, but who can actually write music, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely a lost art for sure.
Yeah. So you know what I really like is, so your new single came out, Pity Party.
Yes.
Pity Party is such a huge transition because now you stepped away from the folky sound and you're into the more like what's the like more 808 sound, I guess, more the more of a popular sound that's out now. And what kind of inspired you to switch? Because we went from like Starbucks to like you know, your Hot 107 or what's the radio station? You know what I'm saying? Like the popular
Hot 97. Hot 97.
Hot 97.
Yeah.
What prompted that change?
Just a lot of the music that I was listening to. And plus, honestly, I had a lot of people asking. A lot of people still want to see Live at the Bitter End produced out. Like they want a background, like a beat to Hennessy. They want to beat the seashells. Like I'm not necessarily sold on that, but I was like, I'll give it a shot for the next one. But what I will say is, the EP, the upcoming EP, and that song Pity Party, like I still wrote them on guitar.
Okay.
So, and that was another thing that I encountered that was really difficult. So when you say I'm looking for a producer, but to say I'm looking for a producer to produce something around something that already exists. So literally, I had a demo version of vocals and guitar, and I'm literally emailing producers like, what can you do with this? What can you do with this? So either they would use the guitar too much on the track, or it would just be too far left. So luckily, I was able to find this producer. His name is Joe Jova. So funny. He's from Cincinnati, but I've never met him in person. We've only met him online. But the reason, to answer your question, the reason that I switched over was just a lot of music that I was listening to. You know, I was listening to 2088's project.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh my God, it's so fire. So 2088 is Big Sean and Jhené Aiko's group.
Oh, okay.
They came out with like a 6 or 7 song EP. And
oh
my God, it just feels good. Like it had been a while. Well, besides the Solange joint was good too, but it had been a while since I heard a project that I could listen to from top to bottom. And literally, like, I grew up in a house where every Saturday, like, we listened to music cleaning the house, incense burning, you know, and we just listened to music. And that's the vibe it gave me. Even though it felt new, it was something about the combination of Big Sean and Jhené Aiko that gave me that 90s, early 2000s vibe. Like, so listening to that, I was like, I could still be soulful and it'll be to a track, and it worked.
And I think it worked too, because Pity Party, I actually liked that song.
Thank you.
Like, that's something I could replay over and over. When I first heard it, it's like, no, it did, because I think the first time I heard it was on a Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Started up a lawnmower, about to cut some grass. And it's just the way the song sounded, like the way it sounded. It did. I like the sound. That actually is a good single. I haven't really had honestly, I'm pretty blunt. Like, you see my screen name on IG is Mainstream Music is Garbage. So yes. to answer your question, of course, I probably wouldn't have heard of a project from Big Sean and Jhené Aiko.
Okay.
And if I do pick mainstream music, I'm very selective and choosy. Like, it's so easy for me to just toss it out and take it in as I want.
Really?
But yeah. But honestly, from you, like, I haven't really found one song that's not replayable. Like, you could play your stuff from front to back. It's easy listening. You can play it around your parents, your grandparents, your friends, and still be cool and not, you know, and it's not offensive. So I like your music altogether. I think this new, because of Pity Party, I'm actually curious to see what the EP is going to sound like.
It's going to be some similar sounds. There's another, my next single is a single called Paper Doll, and it's produced by a guy named Jonathan Watts. And that definitely, he literally took the guitar but flipped it to sound very like urban. Like, it's dope. Yeah. But you know, you get my music all the time anyway, like, because I am the industry always shows so much love. So for
Oh
sure,
yeah.
yeah.
No doubt. I think it's just a matter of timing, before you really start getting money before your songwriting, if anything. I mean, that's a question I did want to ask you. So the industry is pretty much up for grabs right now. It's not like the old days. Everyone knows you can't really get signed to a label and they're going to fully push you and finance you. You kind of have to already have a backing, a following, and a plan, and then they might give you that push. What are some of your thoughts on that? Do you feel like you're getting closer to, reaching a certain level of success, or is it still really a hard struggle? How is your journey going?
It's good and it's bad, you know. So what I will say is I feel like I'm closer to understanding what my brand is, and I think before I didn't really have a grasp on. It's important to know what you're marketing, because at the end of the day, like, I could just sit here and make music all day, but like there's a business behind it. If I want companies or anything to back me, they have to know my demographics. They have to know what I'm about. So I feel like I'm closer to sort of just defining myself in that way.
Mm.
There are a few things that I'm thinking as far as strategy and angles in order to, get my music out there more. What I will say, I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but Live at the Bitter End, I didn't focus on reaching out to blogs. I didn't reach out to blogs at all.
Mm.
So with this release, I've reached out to a few blogs for Pity Party, but I think as I release more singles for this EP, because I'm going to release 3 singles total, I'm going to make a better effort at reaching out to blogs and reaching out to, targeted audiences and things like that. I just need to be better at it. But, like, it's difficult being an artist and being independent, because I was telling somebody this today, I'm always in my head. Like, it's not that I necessarily have somebody to bounce it off of. Is this a good idea? Is it bad? Whatever. Like, so you almost feel like you go crazy because you're literally asking yourself the question, is this the right move? So it's great to be independent. I wouldn't change it. I would more or less want investors, not to necessarily sign anything in that way as far as an artist. But it is difficult. There are certain things that happen where I'm like, I'm definitely getting closer to something. And even the people around me, like, I see them doing great. And like, I'm a big documentary buff. I don't know if I ever said that, but
you never actually said that.
Maya Angelou had a documentary, and just to see, she was around with these amazing, phenomenal people. Like, Maya Angelou didn't pop until she was older. Like, really, like, if you think about it, but she had an amazing life leading up to. Like, James Baldwin was one of her best friends. When Malcolm X went to Africa, she was there, and she like made chicken for him. Like, they was kicking it. Like, so I look at all these documentaries and I look at all these famous people, and it's like, when you surround yourself around greatness, it's inevitable that something's gonna pop for you. Like, if you're in a room full of people and you're the greatest person in that room, you're in the wrong room. Like, you need to be somewhere where you're reaching goals. So in that aspect, I do feel like I'm around a good group of people where I feel like they challenge me.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. We like, because another artist on here who really shed some light on his passion and the journey and the little things that go on in your head daily. Yeah. There was an artist named Truth. He's actually in New York City. I got to meet him. You guys, I mean, I might hook you guys up. He's so ambitious and such a great artist, but he shed gems just like that. I really like what you just said. One of the things that stood out to me was branding. I realized, because even me as a journalist, like, I don't know, even for this podcast, as we're just starting out, I still don't know what my target audience, like, I don't know how to, because I'm so multifaceted. I feel like I have a bunch of personalities. Like, everybody has, like, some days you're kind of hood, some days you're like wordy and in the books and intellectual. And it's like, it's like how to keep both of those audiences satisfied and how to satisfy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think branding is important. Like, I think that's the hardest thing, because even behind the scenes here at I Am the Industry, we're like, how all the time we have these discussions about who do you think reads this the most? Who do you think we're reaching the most? So that's very interesting. I like what you just said. So with if you say if you're the greatest person in the room, there's a problem.
It is like, why you're not
that.
challenging yourself?
Right.
Like I don't understand that. I don't understand people who want to be like the head honcho and all this other stuff, and like you're not getting better. You're not getting. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for your fans. It's not. It's just not good.
I like that. I really do like that. And so also there's a few other things. Have you written any songs for anybody else, or are you just writing for yourself?
I have actually a good friend. Actually, I'm supposed to go to the studio really soon. Denver Jones. She's a good friend of mine. She's actually more of an actress right now, but she's delving into music as well. In the past, I've written for his name is Kenny Arujo. He was a contestant on The Voice. And I've also written for Taryn Manning. She was on Orange is the New Black as Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of, like, I've written for people. I've gotten placements like on the indie side of it, but it's a matter of like continually writing and things of that nature. So.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, you're always welcome back to talk, because you said you got 3 singles. Are these singles coming out before the end of the year, or just like 2018 stuff?
So the next single I'm aiming for early December.
Okay.
The next thing for me that's clear and present danger. Well, not clear and present danger. It's not danger. I just got my video back for Pity Party.
A video?
So, yeah, I did a video for Pity Party.
Okay.
A clip of it is actually on my Instagram, but I'm planning a release. I'm trying to set up a proper release, like as far as blogs or whatever, for that. And of course, I Am the Industry is getting that as well.
Okay.
But,
yes.
The exciting
site goes back up for sure whenever that happens. It should be soon.
I'm aiming for early October, early mid-October, but what I've learned is that I'll hold on to material until the opportunity is right.
Okay.
Maybe that's not the right decision. I don't know, but like moving forward, I just want to make sure, like, you spend hours putting music together, putting videos together. Like, this is money and time. So for me to just release it and, like, I don't know, 200 people see it, like, that's not, for me anymore, that's not enough. So right. I need to just make sure that my investments in my business, which is music, is wise. So now, that's where I am.
You mentioned branding, and you say you're getting closer to figuring out who your target audience is. What is that, by the way? I'm curious to know. Like, what have you discovered?
Actually, messing around with Instagram has shown me a lot. Instagram is the one platform that I probably use every day. So what I saw is my audience on Instagram is 60% men. Between the ages of 25 to 34, which was surprising because that
is surprising.
I don't write for men. Like, you can listen to it.
Party, Hennessy, those are all songs like women that empower women. That's
so cool. Like, shout out to y'all, but like it's 60% men, 40% women. But I mean, that's what Instagram says. But if I was to say, like, what's my audience, I guess it would be the age range of 25 to 34. It would just be like anybody recovering from anything. Like, usually my content is like about recovering from any type of hurt or whatever. I'm trying to be better about writing happy stuff, but it just hasn't come to me yet. Yeah.
That is, because what was that song? At the Edge? Is that that one? If I've got the song title right, that's the song title?
Yeah.
Yeah, that song is powerful. Like, I don't know, that one gets me. Like, the way you carry the vocals on the hook. Like, I like it. Like, I need to share that with somebody. I share it with people, but see, you know how Ohio is. It's funny. I was watching. There's this movie on Netflix. What's this? It's about this girl from Ohio who moved to New York, and she's like kind of a hipster, very eccentric theater major.
Yeah.
And like in the movie, having to move back to Ohio, and everyone before she leaves, and I think she stayed in Brooklyn. That's where everybody lives now. She was like pretty much. She was like, she said, everyone was like, "Oh, you're going to Ohio," and it was like, what type of people are there? She said, "Oh, just a bunch of weirdos."
Oh, wow. Dang, we get shaded.
I mean, I wasn't mad at that. I'm like kind of low key frustrated here, but anyway, we'll talk about that off camera.
Oh no. You come to New York pretty often though, right?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be up there soon. We'll talk about it after the podcast. Yeah, I'll definitely be up there real soon. I'm up there a lot now. But I did want people to follow you. Where can they follow you at?
Yes, follow me at I am Chelsea I am, and it's spelled just how it sounds. I-am CHELSEA I-am. So I am Chelsea.
How did you come up with that name? I am Chelsea I am.
I am.
It's interesting.
So my friend, I was trying to come. My old artist name is actually Mismeasured, which basically at that point I felt underestimated. But I no longer felt that way, and I just wanted to do something different. And I was talking to my friend about it, and she was like, "Well, who are you?" I am Chelsea I am.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
I think it sticks because it's like you look at it like I am Chelsea I am, like it definitely stands out. I think it's definitely unique. Yeah, definitely. So definitely that's where people can follow you at I am Chelsea I am.
Yes.
All right. And then people know where they could follow us to keep up with the latest on this podcast at Louder Than Music Podcast, and also our website, IamTheIndustry.com. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. And Chelsea, if you could just give us the drop.
Got you. My name is I am Chelsea I am, and you're listening to I Am The Industry.
Thank you so much. All right. This is a wrap. We're